Let's understand how tools like ChatGPT understand the meaning of words. To understand the concept, we first have to cover how humans understand words. Yeah. So, as a child, we would have been taught the meaning of words through association, maybe. That's one way. So let's take the word queen. We could have an educational book that would have the word queen and then a picture of a queen. And then through time, reputation, and other social interactions, we would develop an understanding for the meaning of the word queen. But we can't teach a computer in that way. So we have to come up with an alternative representation for words that a computer can use and use it to understand the meaning. So that brings us to the concept of an embedding. An embedding is a unique list of numbers that represents a particular word. So the word queen would have its own embedding. The word king would have its own embedding, so on and so forth. Okay? An embedding could be, say, 10,000 numbers long. And that n represents the dimension of the embedding in an embedding space. So it's hard to imagine how the embedding would sit in a space. So I'm going to illustrate it with a simplified version with a two-dimensional embedding. Here we've got a 2D embedding. Yeah? Here is the two-dimensional embedding space. And where each word sits in that space is a reflection of its meaning. Therefore, words close together, like king, queen, man, woman, are related in meaning. But a word like bat, which is unrelated, will be further away in the embedding space because it's unrelated. Not only that, if you take away the embedding of man from the embedding of king and then add the embedding of woman, it should approximate to the embedding of queen. So what does that tell us? That tells us that the distance and the dimension of an embedding informs how they relate to one another. So AI tools and don't really understand the meaning of words like we do. They just know how all the words relate to one another. And that's enough for it to be able to process language and generate language. There's one problem though. If each word has a unique embedding, let's take the word bat. Bat, as far as I'm aware, has at least three meanings. Piece of sports equipment, a flying mammal, and to flutter one's eyelids. So if we use the term bat in our ChatGPT query, how does it know what we're referring to? I'll explain that in my next video.